Well, getting Central Texas traffic troubles under control. A new report out today from the National Watchdog Group has identified the biggest problems and potential costs.
Looking through first warning traffic, no surprise, Interstate 35 has problems 1, 2, and 3. From all the way south in San Marcos up to SH 130 in Georgetown, the group calls to reconstruct and expand. Add all three projects up and it estimates that it would cost over $4 billion. Other major projects include getting rid of signals along Highway 71 in Travis and Bastrop counties and going with overpasses instead. Also, extending the Manor Expressway all the way from Manor to Elgin. That should be another priority, they say, as should expanding and reconstructing Mopac from Lady Bird Lake all the way south to Slaughter Lane.
And that is not the only projects needing help. KXAN's David Scott has been looking deeper into this report today, including just why our roads are so beaten down and congested and what's next for Central Texas travelers.
This extensive report was put together by a national independent nonprofit research group, and they conclude we're in the mess we're in because of Texas' exploding population and all the heavy transport we have done by trucks. Half our roads are considered poor to mediocre, and among the many projects they endorse are expanding an 8-mile stretch of South Mopac from Cesar Chavez on down to Slaughter, and many, many more. Like the Y at Oak Hill. Try driving through that during rush hour. They recommend a $700 million reconstruction expansion. Fact is, all our major urban areas have big needs.
The state's economy is literally riding on its transportation system, and if these projects and many others aren't addressed and aren't completed, the state's drivers and businesses could be looking at a system that's increasingly deteriorated and congested.
And they support the controversial 3.5-mile extension of Southwest 45 from Mopac to 1626. Environmentalists and those worried about Mopac's growing burden oppose it, but residential drivers choking on exhaust fumes want relief.
I think that would help a lot. You know, it would just help alleviate some of this traffic and kind of divert it elsewhere. So
these projects are going to cost a lot of money. You willing to fork up your share?
I'm willing to pay for it as long as it helps.
Do you think the 45 extension of Mopac will help?
I think that and the expansion on 1626 will help too.
You willing to spend the money as a taxpayer for what it's going to take around here?
It might be a difference of opinion in the household.
Every year, Texas transports $2.4 trillion worth of goods, either in or out of the state. Most of that transport done by trucks. Trucks are hard on traffic and very hard on roads. Do we have the will? Do we have the wallet to deal with all of this? That's a story for another day. David Scott, KXAN News.
TxDOT says it needs an additional $5 billion a year to maintain current congestion. So what have lawmakers done? In the fall, voters approved Prop 1, diverting some money meant for the Rainy Fund to highways. That added about $1.7 billion. Right now, the State House is considering a bill that would use about half of the motor vehicle sales tax income on roads. The Senate already gave the okay, but it would require voter approval. If that happens, that could be an extra $2 to $2.5 billion. So what about the rest? It's not clear. Some choices include increasing the gas tax or your annual vehicle registration fee. The Move Texas Forward Coalition also recommends cost-cutting through privatization or computer services and road maintenance in some parts of the state.
And trying to get a sense of the effects of all the growth here, the City of Austin and Campo are working together to add more traffic counters around town. Currently, they have 6 of them up. They have instruments to count data such as the number of cars versus trucks on a particular street. The boxes can even determine the peak traffic times for a certain area.